All right, so with a win tonight, Celtics go a perfect 8-0 against the California teams. The first time that they've swept California since the Kings moved to Sacramento in 1985. All right, let's get to the dunk and dunk of the game. It's all about the dunk. We saw this one at halftime. Got to see it again. The backdoor cut by Jaylen Brown. Nice feed from Derek White. Again, Jaylen Brown, 19 points in that first quarter as the Celtics went up and stayed in front. All right, right now we're going to get to Joe Mazzulla as we get you rolling here on Celtics Postgame Live. The coach's press conference is presented by Amica Insurance, the exclusive auto, home, and life insurance partner of the Boston Celtics. Here's Joe Mazzulla on tonight's win.
Joe, before the game, you talked about the importance of history in this franchise and having Robert Parrish and things like that. Tonight, Jaylen moves into the top 10 scorers in the franchise history. What does that mean to be able to coach him and Jason, who's 9? And what does that mean in, terms of the franchise history?
Yeah, I mean, just first from what it means to coach him is just gratitude. I mean, you don't take for granted being able to coach, some of the best players in the game today, but some of the best players of all time. And, so gratitude on my part, just being able to watch that, and for Jaylen, I think, the responsibility and the ownership of taking on being a Celtic, and going after greatness is extremely important. And it's something that he takes very serious. And, like we talked about before, this job isn't what it is unless the people before us who left it better than they found it, who compete at the highest level and made it what it is. And so the ability to make history and get into that is the stepping stone of leaving it better than you found it, of setting the standard for what the people before you have come, and it's something that he takes serious.
I don't have the tracking numbers, but the chemistry between Keita and Jason Tatum in terms of pick and roll seems to be kicking off since Dallas, way better. What do you see that have improved in terms of their relationship on the court?
Yeah, I'd say Nimi's ability is a connector, so his ability to set screens and his ability to get guys open, his ability to read the floor and transition and create those 2-on-1s early in the shot clock is something that he's gotten better at, and really our bigs in general have gotten better at throughout the entire season. So and obviously with JT being back, that just takes another level to it. So continuing to get better at making those reads, but it's something that he takes serious of helping us create in our offense with those early action beginning of the shot clock.
Joe, before the game, Steve Kerr said you guys are one of the best, or the best spacing teams in the league. Obviously, you guys have a ton of great offensive creators, but adding Tatum to that mix, that's another guy who creates so much gravity on the floor. What have you seen from your guys' ability to sort of manipulate that gravity since he's been back, and how have you seen it progress?
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing is just staying space, reading the spacing. It can come in different ways depending upon coverages. I think the thing that we've gotten better at is recognizing different coverages, something that Golden State does very well, changing defenses, changing coverages, and you can't get to the proper spacing if you don't recognize the coverage and what happens after the initial action. So it's something that our guys, work hard at, something that they've gotten better at. And, when you're properly spaced, you can usually see the reads a little bit better.
Was there a certain change you saw tonight after the Warriors went to something else that you were particularly, not necessarily impressed with, but that you saw you guys sort of figure out in real time against the Warriors change?
We did a better job, the fourth quarter last time, handling their running jump a couple possessions, and then I think they tried to go to their 1-3-1 zone, and we saw it right away, got a good shot, I think got an offensive rebound out of it, and kind of, continued to execute.
Joe, with Baylor, it feels like his impact isn't always captured in the box score. Just what do you see from him and the impact he puts on, specifically the margins, night in, night out?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is his defensive versatility. He can guard different guys. He's a defensive playmaker. He knows when to help, when not to help. He knows when to make plays. Offensively, rebounding on both ends of the floor, but offensively, his spacing reads are really good. His rim reads are good. He's another connector. I think he just makes the people around him better.
That was Joe Mazzulla, Tom Giles, Eddie House, Gal back with you here on Celtics Postgame Live. And one of the guys that Joe was asked about just there was Neemias Queta, and he's standing by with us right now after this Celtics win over the Warriors. And Neemi, I'll just start with kind of how Joe described it. What's your reaction to Joe calling you a connector and the ability that you've developed to make reads in this offense?
I think it starts with our ability to knock down shots from the perimeter, my ability to get guys open with the screens, handoffs, and being able to be a kind of like a magnet as I roll to the rim and attract extra helps and make their life easier with dunks and layups and opening up corner threes for us.
You had 0 points and 5 rebounds in the first half, right? What was the adjustment you made? You had 8 points in the second half and you were attacking. What were the adjustments and what did you see out there to help you?
I think it's letting the game come to me. A lot of times, I'm getting guys open with screens and they're knocking down shots, and which was the case in the first half. And then the second half, when teams start to adjust, being able to have an eye for those moments and trying to make plays as well, while not trying to disrupt the offense. So, I feel like I can do that at a high level, and pick and choosing your moments to attack. And when you attack, just go down with strength and force and knock down shots.
Nimi, you have improved on an incredible rate this year. Do you feel yourself improving and making the right reads and playing out of the short roll? And where do you attribute that to? I know you guys have like a process of how you guys get better. How are you able to improve so much?
I think it's just the consistency that every day the coaches asked out of me. I don't think there's any day that they don't show me something I can get better at and I can improve in. I feel like I'm pretty bought into that, and my teammates make my job easier with that, and we always communicate on what they think I can help them with, and vice versa. After that, it's just like having the same work ethic over the years, and stick to that routine. And I feel like I've been able to improve a lot just because of all of those things, and also like just having playing time and being able to learn with my mistakes. And I think I've been able to capitalize on that.
Speaking of those guys making your job easier, how much easier has Jaylen Brown made your job this year, but especially the last couple of games?
Yeah, man, Jalen's been our main engine the whole year. He's been able to create so many things for us. His ability to like attract two guys in the paint and make somebody have the help, and then his ability to make the right read over time. It's been key for us, and we've been feeding off that energy, and he's been great for us on both sides of the floor, like especially on the defensive end. His ability to play defense on bigs, on smalls, and still getting stops. He's being very impactful, and then offensively getting buckets from everywhere. So Jalen's been huge for us, and we need him to keep going.
Let me be the first to say that I'm extremely happy for you and your career right now, where you at in your career. And talk about, Sacramento giving up on you, right? And then you land in the best organization in the NBA. Does that fuel your fire? When Scott was talking about getting better, how do you get better? Do you constantly think about that? Like, man, they gave up on me. This team believes in me. Does that fuel your fire and make you work even that much harder?
Definitely. Being from Portugal, a country with no players in the NBA, just being the kid from Val da Moreira, we don't really have that many opportunities. So it's kind of like the story of my life. Just trying to take advantage of all the opportunities I got and prove people wrong, and still holding no grudges and stuff like that. We move on. Life is too short to keep to think about that stuff that way. And every opportunity is a day for you to get better, and that's my mindset. I'm hungry. I'm always working, and that's what got me this far, and it will keep getting me further. So that's the main thing: keeping on fighting every day with the same attitude and mindset. And I'm in a great spot, and we just got to finish the regular season strong, and then go with everything we got for the playoffs.
Last one for me, Nimi. The very first possession Tatum had where he made a play, he threw it to you, you threw it down. Obviously you could play two-man game with Jaylen Brown, with White, but also with Jason Tatum. How has that adjustment been with him coming back and you learning to play off of him? It's
been seamless. He's such an unselfish player. His ability to to create off the dribble, catch and shoot, making everybody better around him, off pick and roll, just as a gravity as well. Just being in the perimeter, I can roll by his defender, and like guys wouldn't shift a little bit. So he's such a great player for us and makes so many plays that, especially in the pick and roll, like I feel like we've been getting better at that. That connection's gotten better repetition after repetition. So we're in a great spot, and we want to keep on getting better. He's finding his groove, and we need that from him.
All right, Nimi, congrats on the win tonight. Again, 8.7 rebounds, 3 assists for Nimi Keita in this one as the Celtics get the win over the Warriors, 120-99. Coming up, we got the latest Celtics Talk podcast. You can catch that for more on tonight's game. Find on your favorite podcasting app or on YouTube. It is presented by 24autogroup.com. New England gets more at 24. Scal's getting set.
For what?
The birthday guy.
I brought my son, man. I'm not going out to West End Johnny's. I'm going home and going to bed. I should have left my son at home.
We'll be right back.